Hi everyone, this is Gauthier from Sky Protocol, and today I am with Faray. Hi Faray, where are you at the moment?
Well,
France, the US?
I am currently in France, traveling. I'll be back in the US next week.
So you were at the ETHCC Cannes, where you met a few people from the Cardano community, notably and not only. Uh, how was it?
It's a big event with lots of people. It's impressive how the community has grown. I admit I don't love Cannes in particular. I mean, it's a great city at the same time. Yeah, anyway, but ETHCC was a great event. Lots of people, lots of action. Um, uh, AI is one of the buzzwords of the day, of course, but sure. I think it's a great thing. I also went to Testnet, the Tezos event at the same time. It was also very interesting, very exciting. So there's a lot of good things happening technically in the community. There are also things that are more buzzworthy as usual. But there's lots of good stuff happening, and that's good. And it's good to be part of
Wonderful.
communities moving forward.
Alrighty. So we'll post pictures of that, and we'll post a few people we met and interviews, hopefully. Aside from this, everyone. So now we are reaching close, and we are now facing the horrendous work of the people who are working on technologies. So low-level bugs. Allow me to vulgarize that, and then Fari will show basically what we're working on on what we're working on these days. So you guys understand that we're building a scaling solution. So basically, every time there is not enough data available on the Cardano blockchain, the network of Sky Protocol, takes the lead and just offloads a lot of this data. It's just as if you were hiking in the mountains and your bag is starting to become heavy because every time you're just, picking up berries and picking up food, you are a bit overloaded, overburdened. So there's a guy next to you. His name is Sky Protocol, and he's carrying a huge bag, and that guy has got a huge endurance and the motivation of a trader under cocaine. So the guy never sleeps, and the guy is able to take all the load for you. So basically, you are hiking much faster. You're now like a trailer, and there's an infinite number of guys who are just carrying the burden for you. So that's basically what Sky Protocol does. This is how you get faster. The problem is that to keep up with the metaphor, we had to also change a few things to make these little guys walk on the road with people. So we have to enlarge the road. So at the moment, Fare and our beloved Yaroslav, our other developer, are basically working on enlarging the road so that these guys can work and paving the road. So we have to modify a few things and create actually a new piece of tech for Cardano. It will probably be useful for other builders, not only for the people who use scaling solutions. Because there are some issues with the language Plutus itself. So these days we've been talking with many Plutus developers in order to understand the bug and understand why the Plutus framework doesn't understand the things that we've been coding in Haskell. So Farid here will be able to tell you things more precisely and in more technical details, but basically to sum it up, we have done the code. That's it. The code for the milestone number 4 and for the testnet is done. The problem is that now we need to make it workable, so we need to make it run, and there's a little discrepancy between what we have on the Sky Protocol network and what Cardano's network interprets, and that comes from their Plutus architecture. Plutus is the language that they use on Cardano for many things. And so basically we have to maybe code a Plutus library or to reach out to people on in the Cardano ecosystem who have done that, perhaps, as dark pieces of tech that nobody barely ever uses. So we need to find that solution. It's not going to take long, but that's quite interesting. That means that we also have to improve Cardano in order to build our solution. So Farid, can you please tell us a bit more about that? Now that I've basically told the business and project management terms, please enlighten us with technicalities for the developers who want to hear about that as well. So the second part of the video, as you guys usually know, this is where it gets more tech savvy for those who are interested. Farid, the stage is yours.
Hi. So as you know, Cardano uses a language called Plutus, which is a variant of Haskell. Haskell being a well-known functional programming language, pure functional programming language that allows you to do things in very nice mathematical ways, and that's great. So we've been writing our application in Haskell and then trying to run it in Plutus, and it was passing all our tests. And unhappily, we discovered that yes, but when you run Plutus not in test mode, but in actual Plutus, it reacts in a way that's slightly different, and it does not support all of Haskell, but only a subset. And sometimes it's very picky about which subset. It tells you use something you shouldn't have used, and it doesn't tell you what or where exactly. So we are trying to figure out which feature of Haskell have we used that we shouldn't have used. And we already removed a few features we are using, such as phantom types, but either we did not remove all of them, or the bug was actually somewhere else, or I don't know exactly. So Plutus is telling us that we're trying to get the address of some primitive or something. I have my suspicion what it could be, but until we found what it is, we haven't found what it is. So it's a lot of rewriting the code to figure out, and trying to shrink the code until we find the exact place that it doesn't like what we did, and then do it in a slightly different way, so that we can make Plutus happy. So it's a lot of chasing bugs, and happily the language, Plutus, the language Haskell are very nice languages. I love them as a language. I mean, the language is perfect. It has lots of up and down, but if you use it properly, the ups are really good. On the other hand, I have to admit the Haskell ecosystem has ups and downs, but the Plutus ecosystem in particular is really letting me down. Like, the error messages are not informative, and it doesn't tell you where the error is. So one thing is, when you have an error, you have to fix it. And the other thing is finding where the error is to begin with, when this ecosystem does not help you at all. And that is very frustrating, I admit. For instance, I've worked with Solidity in Ethereum. I think Solidity is a much inferior language, but it's a much superior ecosystem. The ecosystem will help you find the errors. It's far from perfect. It could be improved, etc. But you can tell it's been used by a lot of people who have dealt with it a lot and find errors. And it's much easier to find an error, to find where the error is in Solidity, and fixing it and designing it. That's a whole different thing. But at least the ecosystem support is there. Plutus, I feel like the ecosystem support, the tooling, is letting me down. And maybe there's tooling I don't know about that I will reach out to more people in the ecosystem. Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Well,
But
we have reached out to people from the Cardano Foundation itself, and to other people.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what we're working on. So can I cheer you up, my dear friend and business partner? Because actually, there are two positive outcomes out of this. First of all, for the people who, maybe some of us, some of you guys, especially on our Discord, because there are many people who are teasing us about that sometimes. Some people told us, yeah, why don't you ask ChatGPT or Claude or something like that? And that's a very clever question, but let me answer that. The problem is that AI needs a huge data set to be trained. So if you train the AI with a shit ton of code bases coming, in languages that are quite common, like Haskell or C or C++, yes, it does work. Train it with Rust and C# or F# or that kind of stuff, it's starting to be slightly less good. Train it with Brainfuck or with Plutus or with Malo or with Mikkelsen or all these languages that are basically very rarely used or used in very specific use cases, and the AI is not that good because the AI is going to be, yes, in the top 10,000 coders if you code in C or if you code in C++ or in Python, of course. Obviously, the size of the data set of the sheer amount of people who coded, and the incredible amount of people who can help the AI improve itself by commenting the code and say, oh, here you did a mistake, and can show the AI the difference between the deliverable that was produced and the one that was expected, is tremendous. But regarding Plutus, oh no, ChatGPT is absurdly incompetent in Plutus. And so that's a good news. That means that, well, Cardano developers and Cardano teams are not going to be replaced by AI anytime soon, or at least not in this language. And that probably also means that we have a moat. So we're basically solving a problem that nobody expected. So yes, this is frustrating for the community. I even had to fire somebody who told us to fuck off multiple times. DDD, hi on Twitter. Sorry again for that, but don't tell fuck you. Don't say fuck you to our listeners, but to all the others and even to those who are frustrated. Yes, we are as frustrated as you are. So every time you're sending us a little whiplash, don't worry, we're doing that to ourselves as well. So anyway, this is a good news because we're solving a big problem here and we're learning a lot about the Cardano technology in ways that probably weren't thought about in the beginning. So we're really going to improve the system in probably other ways, and that means that there could be other applications for libraries that are useful in the long run. What do you think, Farid?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, we have tried using the AI, and yes, the answers are less than useful. I mean, and we'll get through it. We'll find exactly where all those bugs are. We'll get our application out. We'll get Cardano fixed or the ecosystem fixed to give us more information. And yes, we'll get through. We'll get through it. We're so close, and yet so far, but so close. I can smell it. Lots of the code. I can show you some of the off-chain code we've written, like all the script that Manuel had put together, like to throw something quickly together. We've now rewritten them as nice Haskell code, so that part is good. Really, the only blocker we have right now is making Plutus happy. All the rest is going very smoothly. Yaroslav has been doing great work the past month or two. And yeah, right now I'm the one facing like banging my head every day, and yeah, you're right to whip us and mock us. I deserve it. Like not guilty, but I particularly deserve it. And at the same time, yeah, we'll get through. We'll just make it happen. It's just like it's frustrating, but we'll get through it. It's just like I'm sure it's a very stupid bug, and we'll find it. Maybe two.
So I'm a much lousier developer than the average developer in the blockchain world. So I will only talk from my own perspective, and I know that I'm certainly 5 leagues below your level in computer science. But in my experience, there is no intelligent bug. It's always a stupid bug, and it's always something that was below your eyes. So that's also part of the development, and we know about that. So there's nothing we can do aside from working hard and keep going. So and that's what we're doing. So no worries, guys. Yes, Farid?
I read something. I read something recently which says that the difference between a developer and not a developer is not so much one of intelligence, because there are plenty of people who are not developer who are as intelligent or maybe even more intelligent than we are. It's how you deal with the frustration of banging your head against the wall. A developer is someone who is reasonably intelligent, but who is also going to keep banging his head until he gets it working, because there are lots of stupid details, like the stupid details you wouldn't imagine, or maybe you would imagine because you are a developer, but if you were not a developer, you would not imagine the amount of sheer stupid details that you have to go through. And yeah, the difference between a developer and not a developer is the developer keeps going through and sustaining, the pace despite the frustration.
Well, thank you, Farid. Everyone, we will. You guys have seen that there is a lot on the Discord that is getting published right now. We're not dead. As you can see, there's a shitload of things that are published. So the code is over now. It's the debugging phase, the small one, but it's not really something crucial. It's crucial for the work, but the main part of the workload is that. So we have reached out to many people in the Plutus ecosystem. We will find what it is, and we will kill the bug. So we will find the bug and we will stomp and burn the bug, but we just need to work on that steadily. The good thing is that because of our contacts at Cardano, we have many people who reached out, and so there are multiple calls that are planned this week in order to start building that. That's really the idea. Alrighty, so
and if you want to watch our code, it's still in the Atlas-test branch. You can see our progress, and we are making good progress. It's just that right now we thought we would have released like last week, and we've been thinking that for a long time and keep thinking about it.
We keep releasing anyway. We keep pushing code, so that's good.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, we will show a mind map of how Sky Protocol works this week still. And that means that next week, hopefully when we are done, or the next week after the next week, I don't care. We're going to release that. But when we're done with that, the goal is to basically show all the code piece by piece and comment it for the tech-savvy people. But for the non-techies, every time we'll explain the code and vulgarize it. So be assured that there will be a documentation with that. The cool thing is that even if we're not really releasing something, releasing the final testnet this week, we can already start commenting the code and basically show the testnet's code and explain it. So all in all, we're going to do the documentation this week, and we're going to solve that bug in the meantime. So we were hoping to release the whole working package this week and release the documentation next week. We are going to do that the other way around so that we don't waste time. Cheers, everyone. Farid, the last word is yours.
Well, thank you. Once again, we'll do it. Just do it. We're working around the clock, so we'll get it done.
Absolutely. Cheerio, Farid.
Thanks, Gauthier. See you guys.